Sorry, guys, for the break in transmission. So we'll continue where we stopped. We had some technical glitches. All right, so we're talking about gender pay gap, and I was trying to tell Jennifer about part-time job or jobs where you know women earn per hour. Okay, so Jennifer, I'm explaining that for a situation where a woman, okay, or is in a society where they pay per hour, okay. Now, because that woman has to create time for her family duties, as it were, which includes maybe taking care of the children, especially if that woman has a newborn. Okay, what you find out is that this woman, let's say, instead of doing her usual 8 to 5, where she will get a full day's pay, or 8 to 4, as the case may be, that woman may end up doing 10 to 3. 10 to 3 because in the morning hours, the woman has to go take care of her children, bathe them, send them to school, and all that. And then we need to go back home, receive the children from school, and all that. Okay, so these are times lost that she could have earned for, but she's going to lose them, because of these family duties. So how about this is factored into their pay? I mean, maybe instead of paying that woman $80 per hour, how about maybe the woman earns $100 per hour, so that at least that woman is able to cover some of the gap versus a man who can work for the 8 to 5. Maybe the man will earn the $80 per hour. I'm not saying total eradication, maybe in this sense, but at least this can be considered for the woman, bearing in mind that having children is a physiological process. Because I mean, women need to give birth to children who will form crop of the young population, which is very, very vital in any sound economy. What do you think?
I agree with you that managing the home front is very important and is usually the role of a woman. However, Chris, I mean, are you also suggesting that organizations should now start paying women for taking care of the home front?
Just a little.
I don't understand why. Why should it be? I mean, first off, there has to be a balance to all this. In a traditional family setting where the man is a primary provider, then this is a non-issue because the woman will gladly take care of the home and is not, pushing for any payment. However, in situations which we have in today's world, mostly in most family, where women are the primary providers, I mean, these discussions can be held between the couple, an agreement, on the fact that since the woman brings in the more money, or since the woman is the one that is actually working, the man can take care of the home front. So are you saying in that situation a man should also be paid for taking care of the home front to give the woman more time to work?
Yes,
Let's not solve one problem by creating another.
it's
Let's not
society.
forget that this might impact the family. I mean, end up weakening the family unit. Let's not create another problem, really.
Well, you know that in some societies, your last suggestion could actually be considered. But I'll take it to another perspective, Jennifer. How about the fact that, a lot of women are found in low-paying jobs? I mean, walk into any secondary school now in Lagos. Walk into any school. I'm saying secondary school. Out of 10 teachers, you are going to find 7 to 8 of them will be women. Maybe just a couple of them are men. So why society tends to relegate women into doing these low paying jobs, and this is part of the problem causing that pay gap. Why is it that you don't find women engineers? They are not so much. You go to another company, you find out that the bulk of personnel there are men. They are men. Hardly would you find them, you know, having a lot of women over men.
This is what I believe the UN is trying to address in this year's International Women's Day theme, advocating for more investment in developing women. I mean, a woman who is qualified to be an engineer, who studied to be an engineer, should have roles in engineering. You don't expect someone because they studied chemistry to become a manager of an oil firm or to actually go to the rig and do a job of a mechanical engineering. It's all about qualifications, educational qualifications for the role. I mean, if you are saying that we end up seeing women who studied engineering in school becoming teachers, then we have something to consider. But I don't think this is the case. I think most times, because of the way women see ourselves, I inclusive, we tend to do those jobs that give you more time in order to take care of the home front. That's why you will see a lot of women having the teaching job, like you mentioned, because it gives a bit of a flexible time to take care of the home. And most times you see in those kind of places, the children are also in that school. So in that way, she's doing her job and she's also keeping an eye, on the kids. So I don't believe that, that's the case. For me, I feel that we should be looking more into pushing for, developing women more, especially in areas like sciences, engineering, like you mentioned in this field, so that we can have more women in this field. Because I believe that if they have the qualifications, definitely they apply for the jobs, they would get the job. And maybe it will close this gap, as you mentioned. Because I laugh when I hear people say we have more male managers than female managers. I mean, did they apply for this job and they didn't get it? Did they apply for this job and they didn't get it? I'm a woman and I'm a manager. And I've been a manager for a while. I wasn't denied the role because I was a woman. I qualified for it and I got it. I took a leap of faith and I pushed myself beyond my comfort zone. So I believe that if women are qualified for these roles, then it should be given to them. If they are being denied, that's where we have the issue. And I believe that is why we have this pay gender gap. We have more men working than women.
Well, well. Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with me that gender pay gap is an issue? I, for one, I believe it's an issue. I believe it's existent. I've given you several reasons, right from even two people applying for a job, the man negotiating better than the woman. That's one occasion where that can happen. Although, like Jennifer has said, maybe to a lesser extent, I agree with that. But also, we also have to consider
In
the fact
today's
that,
world,
yeah, we also have to consider the fact that, you childbearing women get to miss out on other perks of the job because they're at home taking care of their children. And then we tend to find a lot of women in low paying jobs. And sometimes women have to now do part time jobs. They won't be exploring opportunity of full time jobs because they have to do some other useful things in the family setting. Do you agree with me that women should be compensated for things like this? Just like the example I gave with the $80, $100 situation. You agree with me that women should have this kind of perks because of their unique role in the society. So I encourage you to drop your comments in the comment section for this video.
for me, I feel the gender gap is a non issue. However, we should channel more energy in investing in women development. Just like UN is advocating with this year's International Women's Day theme, invest in women, accelerate progress. We should invest more in women development, policies that will guarantee that the young female have access to education, quality education. In that way, they'll be qualified for some of these roles, like you mentioned, in the engineering field, and the likes of it. In that way, we would have created a world that is more inclusive and equitable. Thank you for staying with us today, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And give us your comments. We want your comments about this topic, gender pay gap. What do you think? Do you think women should earn more because they spend less time at work because of several other things they have to do?
Or do you agree with me that we should focus more in empowering women? In that way, women will have more women in decision making roles and this gap will be non existent. Thank you. See you
Bye.
guys.
See you another time.